broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
What? I'm like so excited I want to flip this table over.
Is there an axe handle under the table?
That was a surprise.
Keep your hands on the table.
Kathy, keep the hands on the table. Or on Dale. Either one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday Night Raw After Show. We have so much to talk about and just under an hour to talk about it. Let's get to it right now.
Yes.
At Jay Costo on Twitter. The woman next to me who just can't keep her hands to herself or her emotions to herself. Find her on Twitter at Cathy Kelley. She's Cathy Kelley.
Hi.
The man over there. His hair is always on point, along with, well, someone else in studio. You can find him on Twitter at True Hobo and see him on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood every single week. He's the Hobo. What's
Look
up,
at my
man?
bare arms. Second Amendment enforcement right here. Yeah.
Bare arms?
Bare arms. Bare arms.
I can't. My headset's so jacked up right now.
Yeah.
It's all on Mountain Dew.
times.
The man next to the Hobo. You can also find him every week on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Find him on Twitter at Ty Matthews. PMA. That's Positive Mental Attitude. You know he's Ty Matthews.
What it do, nephew?
Not much, man. All right, that's every introduction. Let's get started here.
wait!
Oh, wait a minute! Wait a minute! I think I know that guy in the middle. He is newly of Washington, D.C., but right now he's in Los Angeles, California. Find him on Twitter at TheWalkingDale. He's Vest for Business. He's back, everybody!
He's back!
Dale freaking Rutledge! Yes! What's up, man?
How's it going? I came on a good night.
You did.
Slay a lot of the flesh.
Was this like a pay-per-view or something?
Call me John Stamos because we're rocking a full house, guys.
Oh, look at you with the puns.
And getting DUIs. Just kidding.
And
You made it too real.
I made it real. Real. Guys,
Cut
first
it
off,
out.
keep it high. Dale up top.
keep it 100. How rude.
Let's not go down this road, guys.
All the full health I
We
got.
can be here all night.
Yeah. So Jesus, you're here.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't have picked a better night besides you guys. NXT is in full swing.
Oh, yeah.
NXT takeover.
We got a lot
Raw.
happening tonight.
Divas had a chance. They're getting a chance. And it's gonna be dope.
We're jumping the gun a little bit. I just get
Yeah.
excited. You know?
I think everyone's
blacked
expecting
out.
us to.
I seriously blacked out for the rest of the episode.
When I was watching it,
what
I was
else
like, Kathy
happened?
is losing it.
Just a spread.
Well, she was getting giddy before it happened because she knew something.
Because everyone was tweeting it, and
Yeah.
like that's why I like watching live because I want to mark the frick out whenever it
We
happens.
were only a little behind tonight, but Kathy caught wind of it and then just kept grabbing all of us.
I was watching it on my phone and I kept getting tweets. I was like, nope, not
See,
looking.
I don't
not looking.
look.
not looking.
I fund it up. I don't look on Twitter.
See, there you go.
I refuse. I don't
we
look on Twitter.
See, the kids are getting push notifications these days.
Oh, I don't do that.
Yeah, we get them straight to our
I'll push
the
it.
front of the phone.
I'll
If
push
I-
those notifications back.
Don't have my phone on me for more than 30 seconds, like I start to just convulse.
Her
So
muscles
it's-
start to like
yeah.
atrophy. Like it's
Got
kind
it.
of, it's her like
Oh,
sustenance.
I know muscle atrophy. Don't worry. Heck.
Kathy.
But we're still on the show, Kathy.
We're live.
Make it
We're
kill you.
Anyways, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kind of zoom through
got
what's
to.
necessary
All right.
to zoom through, so we can
got to.
talk to the talk about the two amazing segments
Right.
that need
Y'all
to
know
be
what it is.
talked about.
I'm just going to cross out Big
If you
Show
watched,
and
y'all know.
All right.
We're just gonna go through and start editing.
Things are happening.
Monday Night Raw was in Hotlanta, and no
ATL.
better place for it, okay? First off, Heyman comes to the ring with Lesnar. The smash car is there. Rollins comes out with Kane back from Hawaii. Heyman says the smash car is a symbol of what's going to happen to Seth Rollins. Rollins calls Brock a thug and a criminal, gets a little emotional, and there's a contract signing. And Brock says, I'll take you to Suplex City tonight.
Since when did the car become a pancake? Like, it was just completely...
They're just, like, progressively
They
crushing
showed a
it more
video
and more.
later where they actually crushed it for some
I also
reason.
want to know how much Cadillac paid for them to have it on 3 weeks in a row.
Certainly not much because it looks like crap. I don't think that's selling
By the
it.
way,
Well, if they should have put somebody in the car as they compacted it to show just how safe that vehicle is.
That's
way-
where J&J are. They're still in that car.
people in chat roll are going crazy. I'll give you some of the
Dale,
comments.
Dale,
Dale. Mr. SummerSlam is back.
Uh-oh. What happened to Clummer Slam? You got to give up to Clummer Slam, though. That was the
But you're a
OG of
meme.
SummerSlam.
Another one, Dale. Got it. Johnny, tell Dale I said hi. That's from Trini Boy 27. Got it.
How do you spell that?
I don't know. Yeah. So
Hey,
that's,
everybody.
That's a lot. Everyone's excited to have you back. So.
You're not in Hawaii.
I'm not in Hawaii.
that's right.
Hey!
Yeah.
So Heyman calls Kane the Undertaker's baby brother, and the contract signings later on tonight. Perfect. Opening segment finished. Any thoughts or comments? Or questions?
And not to mention the contract signing being a surprise to Seth Rollins.
Yeah, it's true.
He was not aware of this,
Not
much to
pleased.
his chagrin.
And he doesn't watch wrestling, apparently.
No. Are you kidding? You're going to put me... Like, contract signings at this point are more dangerous than Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Like, that's what
true.
they need to start putting people in as punishments. You're facing Kane, and
a
you're going to sign a
contract
contract
signing.
tonight.
A contract signing match.
You know what? There's going to be a cake and everything. That's the only
not
thing
a
that
cake.
always ends badly.
So
What's
bring-
under this cake? Oh, I ruined
It's
it.
another aspect.
My gear.
Bring your Apple Watch to the
I'm
ring.
so mildly inconvenienced.
So that happened. Big Show and Sheamus versus Randy Orton and the Ryback with Miz on commentary. Miz taunting the whole time. Ryback wins with a splash on Sheamus. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Fast-paced, pretty funnish there. Orton making faces,
Yeah.
doing silly things to be interesting. It's different. You're trying real hard, kid. It's working-ish.
So that's a good summary.
That is pretty on point. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, can we move on?
Yeah. So backstage in the authorities' office, Rollins wants to know what Kane's plan is for the signing, and it better not be to provoke Lesnar. And Kane says, if you keep it up, the night won't end well for one of you. I believe. Is it pretty? That's a fair summary.
Sure.
That's about
Okay,
right.
moving
That
on.
was a Kane impression?
Yeah.
Okay.
His Wyatt's better.
I've started the Kane impression since you've been gone.
Wow.
Not to quote Kelly Clarkson, but I just did.
I was like, she knows Kane, but then I got it. Okay. Carry on.
Dean
We're all
Ambrose
on the
versus
same page here.
Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt. This ended in no contest, pretty much. Reigns gets the better hand of Wyatt, even though a lantern shot to the head. That's something I would have preferred to see this Sunday, but hey, lantern shots, some kind of, you gotta hit him in the head.
Yeah, Bray had to escape somehow. Otherwise, it just wouldn't have been lots of punches to the mouth.
Let's say this though. Speaking of Dean Ambrose, are we not seeing him
Nope,
this Sunday?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Why, though?
It is
such
odd.
a hot commodity there.
I wonder
for a
if he
minute.
just like breaks into some other match or
Yeah,
something.
I mean,
'Cause he's the lunatic fringe.
See,
so
I have a theory about that I will get to later on. But
Spoiler.
I mean, that's kind of what their pushes with Dean Ambrose seem to be like. That's how they seem to be structured these days. They'll push him so hard, and it's like, yeah, you love the lunatic fringe. This guy's so crazy. And then 2 weeks later, it's like, hey, remember when he was a person? He's gonna wrestle Bray Wyatt. Oh no, wait, no, he's not. No, here's Roman Reigns. Here's his friend.
Yeah.
You like him? Dean?
I mean,
Dean?
here's the thing though. There's not a lot of matches announced for Battleground yet, right?
this is what they used to do though, is they would like announce them all the week before or like on SmackDown.
I thought, well, let's you know what? Let's go through it. Let's go through it. We've got Owens versus Cena for the U.S. title. We've got Brock and Rollins. We've got Barrett versus Truth on the kickoff show for control of the throne.
Is that a fact?
Yep. They announced that tonight.
You are just killing me.
They've got, I know. They've got PTP versus the New Day for the
Yeah.
tag titles. They've got the triple threat for the IC title.
And Reigns and Wyatt.
right, yeah.
Right. They've got. Have they announced Paige versus Nikki?
Here we
or any
go.
sort
Oh,
of-
okay. We have
They
7
announced it
matches.
today,
Yeah.
I think, but
Oh,
okay.
we got caught up.
We have Randy Orton versus Sheamus.
And they don't even
yeah.
have, in all of those 7, there's no women's match. So I would assume that they would do something with them.
Oh, you got to.
You have to.
Got to.
I don't want to get my hopes up for a triple threat 9-person tag, after tonight.
Because in the past, when we see like all of the divas in a ring, like it just is awful. But
Right.
I think that these girls are the ones that can make something good out of it.
Right. I think it's either, it looks like if they're going to involve everyone, it's either a triangle tag match or maybe a battle royal,
Yeah, it
which
looked
would be
like
kind of disappointing.
They were
point.
getting some stiff shots in on those Bellas too. It seemed like.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were.
That's how you
I love that we're
work.
not even at the diva segment yet, and we're still
We're gonna
Keep circling back to it.
Okay, so we do have 7 matches. That's pretty close to a full card.
Pretty solid. Yeah.
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 That is
So-
a full card.
Yes. So we don't know what's we don't see Dean Ambrose this Sunday. I don't know. But okay.
Or will we?
He could save Reigns. He could do a run in and save Reigns, because I could see why it just attempted murder. This could go bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, it didn't go bad.
What's that?
Was the next segment, everybody?
Which
one
was that
would that
on?
be?
That was when the Trace Bellas came down to the ring, and Nicole gets on the microphone in between Alicia Bella and Brie Bella,
Her Christian name.
and says, on November 23rd, 2014, she became Divas Champion. But you know what? She's defended against every
It's
challenger.
even better than your king.
But you know what? Now with my sister and Foxy by my side, I'm unstoppable. And then it's time for a Steph McMizzo pop.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what?
You know
I
what?
own WWE.
Right?
You know.
And this was really, if there was any part of the segment that I was going to be iffy on, it was like, all right, so here's Steph, and normally she's like, arguably kind of the top heel in the company. Yeah. Like, she's really pulling the strings in the authority and making everyone's lives miserable, except when it comes to the divas. And then she gets to be the ultimate babyface and make everyone happy.
Well, when it started with them with a live mic, at first I was like, uh-oh. But then I realized, I'm like, no, something's about to happen. Mm-hmm. Besides the fact that Cathy was having a borderline
Okay,
seizure.
so first, I had people tweeting me pictures of Sasha backstage from earlier today that got leaked, and then
That doesn't
I
mean
look
much,
at
though.
Twitter. I know, I was like, oh, maybe they'll have a dark match, like
Right.
something.
Right.
They do that with the guys down at NXT all the time, so I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, oh, cool, Sasha's there. And then, like, I see on Twitter just, like, everything blowing up, and I just, like, literally started crying
Your
because I
eyes
was
right
so
now.
excited. No, I mean, like, that's so cool because this is, like...
I 100% am with
They
you.
have worked so hard to get to this point, and like that doesn't happen for everyone.
Right.
So like it's such a cool feeling.
No,
like
I'm not gonna deny that it got a little bit misty when I was watching it.
We may need tissues.
I'm right there with you.
Hey,
I'm right there with
brother.
you.
And then the photo that they tweeted out of Paige and Becky Lynch together from when they were
from
like
when they were
15
like
or
16.
16.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
man.
Yeah, they both started
from there to now.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
I think
well,
Becky's-
let's go chronologically. Let's continue going through the segment as it goes. I'm
too
And
excited.
we'll get back to the emotions.
Okay, so Stephanie McMahon says, you don't own anything, I own this place, and you do need competition. And I know someone who can give you competition. And Paige comes out to the ring and says, but Paige, you need backup. Nobody wants to stand by your side, but I know someone who's had to scratch and claw her way to everything, and that's Becky Lynch. Oh, yes, that's Mark Donica in
so
the
happy.
sound booth, everybody.
Thank you.
Bex for business.
I love it.
She looks... I don't...
She was getting her hair done earlier today. That was her like last tweet before all this happened was like, high maintenance hair, gotta get it done. I was like, yes.
well, now we know
It
why.
looks especially orange. It's so
That
good.
icy orange
She
red.
looked awesome too.
Yeah, she did.
I mean,
Totally new outfit, yeah.
That's a bad woman. And supposedly on NXT she was injured. She pulled her.
Oh, that's right.
Her,
It was her hip flexor.
Thank you.
hip flexor,
That's what it was. I think that was the moment that really like kind of got emotional for me is when she was doing her pose through the ropes and you could just see her looking out to everyone in that crowd. That was
Because that's like 3 girls realizing their dream today. Like
right.
Well, Cathy, we all know.
Especially Becky, who's been all over the world.
Yeah, no,
in the pursuit of this.
she really was.
like,
But Cathy, we're only at 1 right now.
I don't even know them. Like,
Damn
it's so
it.
stupid.
We're going to New York to see them. Knock it off. I'm trying to keep it together.
It's not even
Are you
about like
crying,
marking
Mark?
out.
Are
Like
you
that's
crying
so
there?
cool for them to like
It is.
have a dream and then like
It is. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, stop.
This is a special moment,
I
guys.
feel so stupid.
I haven't even mentioned Charlotte yet.
If you keep going, it's gonna get me.
We haven't even gotten to Charlotte yet, for God's sake.
I don't even have a waterproof mask.
That's the real sad part.
You want to use my phone?
That's the heartbreaker.
Yep. So Becky Lynch hits the
comes
ring,
out,
and then next, Stephanie McMahon
says,
says,
"You know what?
"There's a woman who was bred for this business. She would call herself genetically superior." Woo.
Bread for business.
Charlotte makes her way to the ring, looking fantastic. Did I say bread?
No, I mean like bread,
right,
you
you're
used
right.
it correctly.
Yeah.
We're just making bread puns.
Oh, God.
Because she truly has risen.
And
Embrace the pun here tonight.
drop that mic and walk away.
Okay, I'm done. It's been great.
Flip the table.
Check the gate. We're done.
Real quick.
Oh boy, yeah. So Charlotte hits the ring, and then Naomi comes out with Tamina and says, "Hold up, we got
Naomi with her
unfinished."
amazing theme. Can we hit Naomi's theme? I love that theme.
It's a pretty good song.
I still want her shoes.
Right?
Yeah, how do we sign up for that?
She hits the
WWE.com.
ramp and says, "We got unfinished business with the Bellas and Paige." And Steph said, "I'm glad you feel that way because you also deserve competition." The NXT Women's Champion, Sasha Banks.
So good.
I did not see that. I thought there was going to be two. I didn't
Right,
see the
me
third
too.
one.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah, especially not the champ.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't think, I honestly, and with what you said about her hip flexor, I didn't think it was going to be Becky. I thought it was just going to be the BFFs.
Well, who knows? The last taping may have been a couple weeks ago.
Right.
And physical therapy
Yeah.
every day. You can fix that hip flexor up somewhat. Meanwhile, Bailey is in Florida. Be like, "What's up with that?"
Yeah.
I know.
I'm
Busted hand.
I know.
Honestly,
true, yeah.
so happy for all of them because for the past couple weeks, like we've been interviewing some of them. We just had Sasha on as a call-in guest, and it's so cool because
How was that?
she was incredible. She was so great. I mean, she was visiting her family in Iowa and still took time out of her day to call us, which is awesome. And I think that what we've heard consistently from all of the girls is like, obviously anyone with eyeballs can see that they've been changing women's wrestling. Like it's not the Divas division. It's not even women's wrestling. It's just wrestling. And they've all been talking about how their goal is to main event a pay-per-view one day. They've main evented NXT shows, which is incredible. And for them to say that, I think, as an interviewer, we kind of know, like, WWE, their PR people, listens to their interviews. They wouldn't be able to say that their dream is to main event a pay-per-view if it wasn't something that could actually happen.
Right.
So
It will.
I'm just so happy and embarrassed.
Well, that's the beautiful thing. It's the beautiful thing about NXT is now
Right.
you see the opportunities people are getting. Now, granted, there's 80 people down there at any moment. There's a lot of people that are waiting to get on TV, so now they'll have their shot. But you know, they're so open to bringing people in now.
Right.
Look, they brought in Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, and even going back, you know, guys like Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, who never should have had a shot at WWE, going by the old way of doing things. Now, everyone's got a shot. Right. Any free agent out there who's legitimately great has a shot of making it. And just like all these girls who have earned their keep. I mean, granted,
that's the
Charlotte had
thing
an
is-
easier road, but she's still amazing.
She proved herself. And
She did, yeah.
These girls that are coming down, like Becky especially, like for years, like
Oh, gosh, yeah.
trying to start at 15, like that's incredible. And it's not just these days like pretty girls like who have never had any experience, don't even
The
know what
models.
WWE is.
Yeah.
It's people that grew up and like they watched Lita, who was on tonight, and they had this dream, and now it's like becoming realized. Like that's such a
Yeah.
cool thing.
But looking back at AJ, there's video of AJ when she was 14,
Yeah.
bawling her eyes out, meeting
at that
Lita.
meet and greet.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And you look at
That
Becky,
killed me.
you know, that segment, the whole a beautiful video they did for,
On
Balor.
I
NXT,
almost
yeah.
said Fergal, for
Finn Balor.
Thank
And that name.
Finn Balor. Seeing Becky cry, saying flat out, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. I owe everything to him. Like,
sure.
you have to tear up watching that because you see.
They did a segment of her a couple weeks back on NXT where she said that she lied to get into wrestling school
Yeah.
when said that she was 17 when she was
18
actually
or something,
15
right?
because
Okay.
she thought that if she said she was 16, they wouldn't let her do it because they thought that she would be lying. So
they would ask
she's
for her
smart.
ID.
And if you don't follow her already, she's incredible because her pun game is so strong.
Little did she know,
That's
wrestling schools don't care about age. They'll let you in.
Oh, I'll
No,
tell
they
you that.
do. I thought.
I started at 13.
Ah, see, there you go.
Yeah.
He's a little freaky.
You already had hair on your chest, though,
There's
so
always-
they didn't question it.
I'm sorry.
I said you already had hair on your chest, though,
Oh,
so they didn't question
I
it.
should have started way sooner than
But I think it was moments like this that we saw tonight that really proves like what the Performance Center is all about. The Performance Center just turned 2, maybe a week or 2 ago.
Yep.
Maybe even a couple days ago. And I think it was moments like this that it's really proving, why it was worth it, why it was worth the investment.
And we have to give a lot of credit to the staff, including, look no further than the former host of this show, Smiley Katz.
Absolutely.
He is a huge, make no mistake about it, he is a huge unsung hero down there. You hear of the big names that are down there, which they're all amazing too. And God bless Dusty Rhodes, he did so much amazing work. But Smiley Katz, he's doing so much for the divas and the dudes. He's behind so many promos, so many character ideas.
Yeah.
And even
So-
I was lucky enough to work. I didn't work with Smiley as much as maybe you did, but getting to work with him and seeing his like this mad scientist mind at work. One of my favorite things about working the Fit Pit and working his shows is that he was willing to throw anything against the wall and see what stuck.
Yeah.
And he had so many off the wall ideas
He
that were
murdered
so
people
He
during his
legit,
shows.
he got cut in half, like magician style.
I don't know. He came out in a balloon once. Like he tried to buy a balloon thing that fit around him for an entrance, and it popped while it was on him. I think.
I think he was trapped for a small time until he was able to.
Well, because you have to
find a
go
way out.
in and then blow it up and then come out. So if you're in there and you get stuck, you're you lose air, breathable air. So he's putting his life on the line for your entertainment.
That's what we're saying.
It's funny you say that. His very final match as an
Yeah.
active wrestler, he had a busted ankle. And he
did.
didn't want to. He wanted to wrestle,
Because
so he
he and
came
I
to me.
went ice skating and he fell on it.
So I'll do my smiling impression. He'd say, "Hey, Loquasto, can you take a look at my ankle real quick? It's kind of busted up." 'Cause
He wouldn't go to the doctor.
we were working this company called MPW, and I was the owner of the company. My character was,
Wait,
and so
what?
yeah, they brought me in as the owner.
know
Yeah, and
that.
then the company ended 4 months later. Whatever.
So you
He
killed
was
him.
just a great leader.
You killed the company, is what you're saying.
I restored the
You
company.
killed the
I
town.
low-blowed Bo Cooper that day, and I'm going to talk about that for the rest of my life because it's probably the closest I'll get to that.
There you go. Yeah.
man.
So Smiley had a bust up. He's like, "Take a look at my ankle real quick, fix it up for me." And then they went out and wrestled a match, and that was then next thing you know, he's down in Florida, and he's been putting in great work.
Yeah.
And he deserves all the credit in the world, and
Yeah.
we're very, very proud of him. But
And they have
wow.
incredible, Sarah Amato being the...
Amato.
What?
For sure.
Amato, I think.
Yeah.
Amato.
I'm on him.
Yeah,
Just
whatever.
being the, second in command
For
down
sure.
there as far as trainers go. I think they just brought in Thea's old tag team partner from TNA to help train the girls as well.
Oh, they brought in Sarita?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
She's
we've
So,
got
that-
Sarah there. We've got Matt Bloom who just took over. We've got
love
Al
him.
Pierce. I mean, Adam Pierce. We know how much of a
Sure.
mind he has for the business.
Oh, that's the
Smart
thing
man.
is you're gonna have with Dusty gone. If you're gonna have anyone that can help with promos, Adam Pierce.
Oh yeah.
Good God.
Yeah.
Dude knocked me out with a mic once.
Working in Hollywood, I always was just in awe watching just everyone cutting promos, but especially guys like Adam Pierce and Sean Ricker who could cut promos in their sleep. It was just bonkers seeing how natural they were, and so I think they really picked up a good card with Pierce.
Yeah.
And
So-
I just want to say the symbolism of this, going back to the NXT Divas, the way it ended with the
Yeah.
three newbies all having a
Dude, that triple
whole-
that
I mean,
triple submission was
submission.
They
just
knew
so-
that
I wanna
that
make
photo
that-
was going to go viral.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, man.
I want to make that my wallpaper just for everything.
I mean,
the only thing I would change about this, which I don't want to change anything, the only thing that I would have marked out a little bit more over is if Sasha came down with her title.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I wonder what the decision was there to
Right.
not have the title.
If I could have changed anything, it would have been them hitting the NXT theme rather than the Total Divas theme at the end of it. But beggars can't be
The only thing that I would
Yeah.
change is that I would be watching it there.
yeah.
Let's also talk
we
about
would be best friends with all of them.
Sasha
Oh my gosh.
not aligning herself with the rest of the NXT girls.
No, she attacks Becky at one point.
Yeah,
And
she-
Donnybrook breaks out.
Absolutely. Melee. Candy bar the door.
Fun dad alert.
Wait, what shirt are you wearing today?
Oh, my prince is dead.
No.
There it is.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was a time where divas didn't even know how to do any submissions. I mean, this is like a whole new age, and this is. I really hope that this is a cusp of something and a changing.
And not just any submissions, but like 3 original creative submissions.
Yeah.
With that armbar from Becky Lynch, the figure 8 from Charlotte, and then the is it officially that bank statement? I keep wanting to call it the boss face.
I'm just so excited.
I think that's Brendan Stroud. But yeah, just like 3 super creative original holds. Like at that, just really driving home that these girls know what they're doing.
Well, when you think about it this way, when you're down at NXT, you're living and breathing and eating everything about wrestling. When you're on the main roster, you're just traveling so much. They don't travel a whole lot. Even for house shows, they're driving an hour or 2 hours.
Right, they're only just starting to tour.
It's still a tough training regimen.
No, that's my point though. Is you have so much more time to work on new stuff than if you're in the main roster on the road.
Right, exactly.
And that's what's great about it. And so much good stuff happened here. Paige hooked in the PTO to Naomi. Tamina gives her a kick. And then the whole submission thing at the end.
Right.
Nothing was announced. We can only assume something.
I mean, it's like I said. I think it's either. I mean, a battle royal would kind of be disappointing to go from here, but I mean, I don't. Maybe a triangle 9-person tag might be too ambitious, but who knows? We'll see.
Well, we got a comment here, Dale. It says that apparently the NXT Divas are scheduled to be on SmackDown.
Okay.
I just want to see them like all the time. Like this is so good. We need 2 diva segments again. Like it needs to not be divas. It needs to be women's wrestling. Like, this is.
Hey, Cathy, want to make me?
I hope we keep that mentality of.
I can make you cry, Cathy.
Okay.
Sasha Banks just tweeted, "It was everything in my life coming to a point. Everything I busted my ass for my whole life, not just the last few years, but my whole life."
Is that more than 140 characters?
I mean, that's honestly one of those things. Is like everyone has a dream, and like I don't know, like.
No, trust me, I get it.
I have that feeling. Like I know all of us have that feeling, and like.
So you were correct.
You're right. Everyone has a dream. We're all trying to chase ours.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know why you're so emotional is because you can see yourself in their shoes, not as a wrestler, but you can see yourself achieving your dream.
I definitely don't see myself as a wrestler. But like I have an appreciation for what they do. They put their bodies on the line every single day.
Yeah.
And to have a dream, like that's what I want to do. I want to host like for the rest of my life. So I totally get it. It's awesome.
It's an amazing thing. And we're seeing it a lot. You know, we're seeing it with even guys like Kevin Owens. He's another one.
We'll get to all of that.
He's another one. It's Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens. It's freaking awesome when people get what they deserve.
Oh yeah.
This is a segment I do want to talk a little bit about because it was amazing. New Day killing it.
Yes.
Killing it on the mic.
As always.
But you gotta stay positive. Even though the city shut down, because I love when Big E starts smiling because you know he's saying something like really antagonistic. 1 inch is no. And the Atlanta Hawks blew at the playoffs this Sunday. They're positive they're going to get their titles back. Prime time is out of time, and then they all snap it, which is pretty great.
Yeah.
So we get a 6-man tag. We get New Day taking on PTP and Mark Henry, who is just interchangeable as a heel or face nowadays.
He's reaching Big Show levels.
He's maybe surpassing Big Show levels.
No.
Henry was a heel 2 weeks ago.
No.
He's still 27 heel turns away from Big Show.
He might be around like Alicia Fox territory. He's got a ways to go before Big Show territory.
All right.
I think he's like the pioneer of the idea of we're just going to put this guy in this spot.
Right.
It doesn't matter what he is, heel, face. It's Mark Henry, throw him at her.
Yeah, that's true. He's a good hand, as they call it.
Right.
Don't say good hand and Mark Henry. It always
That's
brings it back to Mae Young.
Jim Ross always says that when you're a guy that can work well and you're interchangeable, you can do whatever.
But it was a Mae Young hand giving birth reference.
It was a Mae Young hand, exactly.
That's what he was getting.
Yeah, exactly.
Birth to a hand.
So interesting match because New Day ends up getting dumped outside the ring, and Mark Henry hits the World's Strongest Slam for the win. Mm-hmm. Leading into Sunday.
Not exactly a strong statement when Mark Henry, who's not a member of the Primetime Players, is the one who makes the pin. He's not going to be involved on Sunday, so he's not going to be involved in the title decision. So it's it's still up in the air, really.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe they just felt bad because he hasn't had a win in a long time on the air, and so they're like, yeah, give it to Henry.
I don't know. The way that they did it was great with him catching Xavier out of the honor roll right into the slam. I mean, like, just from a technical standpoint, it was brilliantly structured. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because it was the least expected option.
Yeah.
You know, because he isn't involved in the tag title match.
Do you think that they'll get it back this Sunday?
The way that match ended makes me think, and we could have a trade back and forth, but
I don't think so. I think the PTP will keep it. They might drop it at SummerSlam. I think that's what I'm thinking.
And then it would lead towards the Titus push.
Could be. Very well could be.
I hope so.
I just want to see Big E imitate the barking more. That was a great moment.
He's so funny.
Great.
But it was good stuff. I mean, Xavier hitting a solid knee, and then Kofi, the way that he goes into the Trouble in Paradise is just as beautiful as when he debuted on ECW.
Yeah.
True. That's a dangerous maneuver, too. We've seen guys get really hurt.
Oh, my God. He
wrecked
The Miz with it that one time. That was
It's going to be a fun match. I mean, these teams together, the question is who's going to wrestle on behalf of New Day? I'm assuming Kofi and E.
Yeah, it'd have to be, because Xavier got squished.
Right.
They had to scrape him up off the canvas.
But to be fair, Kofi was right back 3 days after getting demolished by Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So, I mean, it could be. I mean, it could really be any permutation of the three. So,
yeah,
we will see.
All right, here's another segment. Wow, this one. Good Lord Almighty. John Cena hits the ring. Who's going to challenge him for the U.S.?
Are we just skipping over Barrett and Truth?
I'm sorry.
Now you want me?
I'm okay with it.
You want me to cry?
I'm all right. I'm all right with it. I'm totally okay with it.
We've got some bad news.
Nailed it. Where's Bad News Cat's gal?
So Dale, your thoughts on this? I know you're not...
I mean, it's the same thing we've said about him for the past year. I mean, good for Truth to get some airtime and then be back in the mix. I like that always. And his cape is very handmade.
Right.
And that is a skill. But what are we doing with Barrett? He just can't get on a roll ever. Not even winning the King of the Ring is going to get him on a roll.
And it's not even necessarily so much. I mean, like, I'm obviously super frustrated with the fact that they're not doing anything with him, with how on fire he was at the height of the Bad News era.
That's the thing, is that was entertaining, but now with what he's doing, it's approaching Sheamus levels.
But it's the fact that we've seen Barrett versus R-Truth so many times now.
This was like number 22
so many
or something.
times, and like I love the both of them, and it's not necessarily that, like, I mean, the matches are always solid, especially the finisher in this case, but I'm just like, it's one of those things where at a certain point you start hearing about, you know, this combination of wrestlers, and the more you hear it, the more you kind of like tune out and your eyes glaze over.
Yeah. The crowd was asleep too. I mean, they definitely weren't overly into it.
And I mean, it's you know, both the tag match and this, it was kind of an unenviable spot to be in, following that Hot Diva segment.
Right, of course.
But moving on.
Yeah.
I mean, and I love Truth.
Yeah.
And they are fighting on the pre-show this Sunday for
the prestigious kickoff show, Mountain Dew,
for the prestigious King of the Ring.
Yeah.
For control of the throne. My question is, which throne? Because our Truth's throne is in the toilet.
Well, I think it's for control of the crown. I think that's what they said.
Oh God, none of that matters though.
Right. Or the plunger, or the scepter, or any number of props that they're using.
Yeah. Well, this is why I said Barrett should not have won King of the Ring, because it wasn't going to work out.
It's a curse. It was just like when he won the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
He's cursed. He can't win any accolades, because then it's all downhill. He just needs to not do anything, and then he'll be great.
Maybe Jake the Snake wouldn't have been as great if he won a title.
Right.
So Barrett.
I mean, hell, imagine if
that part.
Imagine if Jake the Snake won the '96 King of the Ring. Right. And we never got Austin 316.
I would love to see Barrett just to be. He was a bare knuckle fighter, and he was good at it. I would love, and I know they kind of did this.
They did it for like a second, and then he got injured again.
Yeah.
I would like to see him be the guy that just comes down to the ring, beats someone up, doesn't say a word, and bounces for a while.
But that's the thing. I think he's so charismatic and he's so good on the mic that it would be a disservice to have him not
eventually it'll
speak.
let him.
I'd rather him be a manager than be a guy who doesn't talk.
Right.
He's too good on the microphone to waste him in.
Can we just bring back the podium, the rising podium?
I know, that was so
Cavill?
good.
Budget cuts, guys.
Just turn him face. Like, the only reason they stopped is because it was getting over, so just let it get over and turn him into a face already.
Why fight momentum? I never understood that.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, well, yeah.
So who's John Cena going to face in the Cena Open Challenge? Rusev Machka. He hits the ring, but then Kevin Owens runs his mouth, and Rusev, with possibly the quote of the night, "You shut up, you stupid American Frenchman, whatever you are."
I love flustered Rusev.
Flustered Rusev is
He's hilarious.
It's like sad Rusev, but like flustered Rusev is like neck and neck with it.
every week he's so quotable. Like he's Rusev.
He's got it. He's
Such a fan.
You wouldn't expect it from this guy, but for some reason he's got this weird thing where he just takes over when you hand him a microphone. I don't know why.
Such a fan.
But I did love how they tied it back in with Rusev saying he's the greatest U.S. champ that there's ever been, and the only reason he lost is because of that snake that calls herself Lana.
Yeah. That's what Kevin.
All comes full circle.
That's what Kevin Owens says. You can take your Lana wannabe and stick that flag up your Chernobyl.
That made me sad. That line made me sad. That's below you, Kevin.
It's a Russian reference.
No, I get it. Oh, no, I get it.
Yeah, you get the word.
Oh, I get it. It's below Kevin.
Well, it's on par with Cathy wordplay, though. It's pretty good.
Hey.
That's a compliment.
I've had better.
I know, but I like the
The
Chernobyl one.
Kevin Owens of wordplay.
But it wasn't even. This one wasn't even a pun.
No, he just used it like, oh, I know this Russian thing.
I'm gonna use
your
this
Chernobyl. That's like
in place of butt.
That's like a rock. That's a rock thing. That's not even. Yeah,
That's
that's
exactly
what
right.
it is,
That's
but not
exactly
the
right.
funny version.
Well, we got to get to the match. So, Cesaro comes down. He cleans house
we're
a
gonna
little
be talking
bit.
about this one.
It becomes a triple threat while Cena, unfortunately, was on commentary.
But like I love when they first like start kind of pushing each other around, and you see if you look like you see Cena just sneaking out.
He's trying
the
to
ring.
steal the entire show.
That is foreshadowing.
Who is he, Dolph Ziggler?
When he sneaks. When he sneaks out of the ring, that's foreshadowing with how much of a jerk he's going to be later on.
Yeah, what Cena was this? I didn't understand what was going on this whole match.
The whole time he was on commentary, I'll give him this. He did not take away from the action in the ring.
Certainly didn't
because
do that.
his energy level was down here. It was really the lowest energy.
It was definitely
he
he was
to that table.
He was doing straight up Golf Channel
Well, you know,
commentary.
yes,
Yeah,
half the
absolutely.
contest. They're really some serious competitors in there.
Kevin
and,
Owens approaching Rusev.
these guys are really getting off 10% right now.
There's the
hits a
cannonball.
cannonball.
Rusev with a cannonball of his own.
Would you like some reading material while you're at it?
Something light, perhaps.
hope you're
Jewish sports
enjoying it.
legends.
So, guys, let's get to the match. Because
please.
we love talking
It turns into a triple threat match. Not quite a tag team match, playa.
Yeah.
But a triple threat match.
a tag team match.
Undertaker,
I thought it was going to be a four-way.
the big show, Edge,
Stop it.
and Undertaker. It's too fun. We got to get Sky in here to do a study. It's too fun to say. I'm sorry.
All right, let's start off. First off, Cathy, I'm going to go down the line. Cathy, overall thoughts on Kevin Owens, Rusev, Cesaro. Oh my God.
Like, there were so many spots where I thought they were all gonna break. Like, just in half. Like, I don't even know. There was one, what was the, where Cesaro like, through the ropes on top of them, and then just literally just pops up and he's like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna take a breather on the steps right now.
A corkscrew plancha. Hops up to his feet, jumps to the on top of the barricade, loses his balance, comes down, sits on the steps, and just basks in the greatness.
Why? I'm not complaining. I'm so completely overjoyed. But why is there, like, every single week now we have a match that's like, oh yeah, this is match of the year.
I know. What a
What?
weird
This is
concept.
awesome.
What a weird concept.
Good television every week.
Hold up. Hold on a minute, player.
Hold on a minute, player.
I genuinely think, like, not just from WWE, but like wrestling in general over the last couple months has had this mainstream push, if you will. But like Sofia Vergara going to PWG,
Sure.
like all of these
Along
things,
with
like
her fiance Joe
Freddie
Manganiello.
Prinze Jr. talking about Stephen Amell coming to, like, all of
Freddie
these.
Prinze Jr. used to write for WWE.
All of these people, though, like, I feel like it's this second or third, or I don't know, this new wave of wrestling being, admired as an entertainment thing, as opposed to like, oh yeah, it's wrestling, it's fake, right? Like, no, it's
right. But that's the thing.
Quality entertainment.
Wrestling's always been cyclical.
Yes.
Like it looks like it's starting to be on an upswing now, but it's like there's always ups and downs. It'll sadly go back to that period where everyone is rolling their eyes and scoffing at it.
Well,
but
I'm proud to be a fan now.
I think the fact that, like you said, there is more celebrity acceptance, so it is showing people.
It's not even celebrity acceptance. I think that it's just we have such a great product right now from the main roster, NXT, even some of the indies are like
a lot of there's great talent at Impact. There's amazing talent at Ring of Honor. I mean, it's
there was a great show at the Red Carpet Rumble yesterday. I was so happy to be a part of that. Like I think just wrestling in general is in such a good place right now.
Hell, I got hurt at the Red Carpet Rumble, for God's sake. It didn't work. I fell on my butt. I fell on my butt. It hurt real bad.
I mean, it has to ebb and flow, though. I mean, when you have a product that is 52 weeks a year, you can't. I mean, it just can't always be at the top level of interest or even good writing or anyone caring, because it's just always there. And
that's
so
a great
you have
point.
to pick and choose
for sure.
The
fact that I think we get spoiled because of the fact that, like they've said time and time again over the years, there is no off season. Right. So I think that's a really great point, is that there's bound to be down periods, But I think this is the highest of the high peaks that we've seen in a long, long time.
Now let's get go ahead.
It's fresh. It's different. What they're doing right now is taking people from the independents and bringing them onto television, bringing them into NXT. And what that does is creates a void and a vacuum at a lower level, which allows other people to step in and step up and prove themselves while other people excel on TV. The product on television right now is as fresh as it's ever been. It was stale, but now this resurgence has caused wrestling to invigorate itself from the roots up.
And to add to your point, 10 years ago, if you were a guy in the indies who wasn't 6'5", 250 pounds, you're like, I have no shot, I'm never going to make WWE. Right. Now, it doesn't matter how big you are, it doesn't matter how small you are, you actually have a legitimate. You might have a shot if you
work your ass off. And
there isn't a stigma associated with being an indie darling anymore. They're looking for it.
No, they really are.
I mean, I think it also having this quality of talent there, it challenges other people to step up their game who are already in the company, which I think is incredible, because you just have a better product overall. And I don't even know how many 5-year-olds out there today were like, I want to be a wrestler when I grow up, girls and guys both, because of tonight's Raw.
I saw a lot more. I just came from Comic-Con, and there was a lot more young cosplay, quote unquote, people as wrestling people.
I saw at least 3 or 4 Kevin Owens shirts walking around.
Yeah. I mean, it was just nice to see, and it warmed my heart.
Right. Well, so back to the actual match.
Okay, so Dale, we had Kevin Owens with a moonsault. Then an accolade on Rusev. Cesaro breaks it up. The sustained suplex. We had a triple German. We had a triple freaking powerbomb, I think, at some point.
Tower of Doom.
We had a suplex on the apron. The Cesaro swing into the sharpshooter. And then Rusev wins with a super kick. And then he has to face Cena.
Let me stroke Rusev for a second. This is his first match back from breaking his foot.
Yeah.
He almost broke his entire friggin' body.
He's got some boots on now.
Never again. You have to learn.
Yeah.
Fool me once, shame on me. Or fool you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
You can't get fooled again.
Can't get fooled again. No, sir. Wear boots.
Hold on a minute, player.
We only have 10 more minutes left.
Okay. Dale, thoughts?
I don't know. Why was this match not the main event of everything ever? Really? Do they book these matches and be like, whatever, just get a couple of the new guys that are hot and throw them in the match and they'll figure it out? Or do they know that this is going to be the best thing ever, and then they just put it there? I don't know. It was very confusing.
And I think this was really, obviously we've been seeing breakout performances from Cesaro, but I think this really especially opened people's eyes.
Yeah.
I think last week opened the door. This week was him charging through it and uppercutting everyone in the room.
Oh, yeah.
That dive.
The springboard Euro uppercut.
That's
Good
the thing.
God.
People that have been watching him on the indies have known for years that Cesaro is incredible. People that have been watching WWE have known for a few years that he's incredible. But today, this even changed changed the minds of hardcore fans to make them think he's even better than we thought.
And I love that Kevin Owens disappeared because you really got to see Cesaro and Rusev just crush it. And then KO comes back, attacks everyone, pop-up powerbomb on Cena, and then screams, if anyone's going to take it from you, it's going to be me. I wish we had more time.
I wish we had more time because
the whole Cena match that happened after, just Cena coming into a battered and bruised and beaten Rusev and just kind of like, well, I'm gonna take you down there, big man. Like, come on, well, you beat up the big guy.
And smirking while doing it too. It was a weird
I was like,
thing.
if you're gonna drop a 5-knuckle shuffle right now, you're an a-hole.
Yeah.
But like, it's the exact same thing I was mentioning in the room. It was essentially Ziggler versus Del Rio, which is baffling to me. When Ziggler was one of the top heels, but he was working with a concussion, and here we have babyface Del Rio, taking the opportunity and just kicking him in the head repeatedly. It felt like that's what we were seeing tonight.
Yeah, I mean, how did you not? You had to root for Rusev there, even though he just destroyed Dolph Ziggler's larynx last week.
Right.
I was wondering, and we talked about this while we were watching, but they're not promoting John Cena's appearance in Trainwreck at all, which I thought was kind of weird.
They don't want to see the kid. They don't want the kids to see butts, man.
They will cry.
See more butts.
They don't want
Chernobyl, I think it's
it's Chernobyl. Dice down. Got it.
That was really good.
I can tell you now, and this isn't spoiling anything, but CrossFit King chants will be a thing of the future.
Okay.
Is that his,
just telling you first.
I'm guessing that's that's a reference, guys. That is a reference.
Cathy has already seen the movie.
Take it to the bank.
Because she's special.
And I want to see it again.
Mm-hmm. So, yes.
But it was so weird, the fact that it was really ostensibly on paper it was a babyface turn for Rusev, which was so. And I mean, I really don't see any reason that they couldn't run with that at this point.
But he just broke Dolph Ziggler's larynx.
Who cares?
Who cares?
His
heel as it gets.
Ziggler's out indefinitely. We saw how much heart Rusev had, which if there's anything that's tantamount with a babyface in WWE, it's how much heart and how much passion they have. And that's what we saw.
Look, Rusev was so entertaining tonight, even during the Cena match. You just saw the look on his face. He's like, oh, God, this shit's not over yet.
Right.
And then he's like, you see him doing this as he's getting beat up. And he's like, yeah, just bring it.
Right.
And it was
very
phenomenal. Confusing.
He couldn't even get up for the 5 moves of doom. Like, just shoulder block. Shoulder block.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Next up, Lita hits the ring, and she looks fantastic. Yes. What's up, girl?
She's the version. I mean, like, she's the wrestler that got so many of these girls who we saw tonight into wrestling to begin with, which is really cool.
Right.
So
Very
cyclical.
Nice.
Indeed. She introduces everyone on Tough Enough. Cool.
Moving on.
I'm still butthurt that Daria isn't there anymore.
too.
Like, what?
Yeah.
I great seeing her yesterday, though.
Now that Daria's gone, I lost all interest. So.
Boo on you, Tough Enough.
Yeah.
Boo on you.
Yep.
It wasn't on Tough Enough. It's on the WWE universe.
Whatevs. It's all the same.
Yeah.
They they took this chance to introduce them when a bunch of them have already
That's what happens when you leave it up to the internet to decide, because all the dudes on the internet are going to root for the freaking fitness models.
But, okay, so they all came in with large followings, and she was the only one without one to begin with. So that was already, a hurdle.
Yep.
But I think that, as we've seen with Tough Enough before, it doesn't really matter who wins. It's just who proves themselves afterwards.
Yeah.
She has a great platform. I know that she wants to wrestle. Hopefully we'll see her in the future.
And that's the thing. How many Tough Enough winners have gone on to have spectacular WWE careers?
None.
Isn't that the point?
Morrison, maybe? Did he win?
Maven
But
did
not
okay.
winners.
Morrison didn't win.
Cameron, The Miz. There are some people who have come from Tough Enough who have great careers, but they didn't win.
But that is such a huge gap that you just mentioned. The Miz is main event at WrestleMania. Cameron, what's she doing right now?
Looking
She's
at her
training
compact.
down at NXT, I thought.
But what was the last thing when she was on the main? Because she was on the main roster. I wouldn't say she's had a great career.
I think that they have a better percentage chance of being signed by WWE. But
that's another thing. Cameron didn't win.
I know. I'm not saying.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm
saying the winners of
We're arguing the same thing.
Right.
You're agreeing with each other without knowing you're agreeing.
Tie!
All right, we got to hurry up.
Yes, please.
All right, Stardust is back. Now, I love Stardust so much, and for me, it's like he's facing Neville. I guess he's a heel. it's going to be, like you said, he says embrace the strange. He's got a catchphrase. It's going to be really hard for people not to root for Stardust on so many levels. Number one, his dad is gone, and everyone loves Cody. Number two, everyone loves Stardust. So I don't know what this is. Why are you bringing him back as a heel, if you will?
Like a whole emotional thing. Like, I feel like there's an emotional payoff in here. Like, Stardust is in denial. Stardust will not accept the fact that his father is gone.
Interesting.
So this could lead to that moment of I'm sorry, and he's like, what? No, and then it's repeated, and then he just breaks down and becomes himself again.
Yeah,
and sort of the paint peels away to reveal
his
the
father's
man
son.
underneath.
I think
yeah.
only if they want to do a reset on him will they even address it. I think that this is still moving forward.
Something today that was really interesting. He's quoted his father, and they had a picture of him with a pair of boots that said, "Finish what you started, son."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and that was to my point, I guess, is that I think that this is just moving forward, business as usual for Stardust, and I think this heroes and villains promo that he cut reeks of dealing with the Arrow Stephen Amell thing, or and then they had a comic drawing of both him and Adrian Neville, so it all seems to still be moving forward.
They're really pushing this Adrian Neville as a comic book superhero, the dawn of the Altitude era, this whole thing.
See, now I get it. To finish what you started, that makes sense. I mean, Stardust is great, and so
I think what's going to happen is that we're going to see this feud progress all the way until SummerSlam, and I think we'll see Neville representing Stephen Amell against Stardust. Or Mr. Sinister.
There you go.
And then I think we might see ML come in and, I don't know, maybe bust out a DDT after the match or something.
Do one of those Hugh Jackman punches to the face.
Oh, yeah.
Or just shoot him through the eye with an arrow.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
There is that.
Too far?
No.
There's axes, right? We can have arrows.
Hell, if people can get eaten alive by monsters on Lucha Underground,
Shout out to B-Boy. All right, Seth Rollins hits the ring for the contract signing. He says, I am not afraid of Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
And I will still be the champion after Battleground. Brock Lesnar comes down with Paul Heyman, and Heyman says, I wouldn't take my eyes off the beast. He's wanted to get his hands on you since WrestleMania. All the pressure's on you, sir. Everyone's paying to see you get your ass kicked. Brock flips the table, knows that Seth Rollins has a weapon. It's an axe handle. And then he slams the table into Rollins. German suplex. Kane attacks Lesnar with an F5 and then slams the stairs off of Kane's ankle. And that is when, Lesnar leaves. And then Rollins decides to flip out on Kane and everyone else.
For a very long time.
Thoughts? Anyone?
Lesnar's dismantling the Authority one by one, which the theory that I was teasing earlier is there's I know it's a slim chance, it's an extremely slim chance, but there is a hopeful, young, naive part of me that thinks that the Shield might be what stops the Beast.
Whoa,
that would be so dope.
That's my theory.
No.
That's my theory.
See,
I wish.
that would be awesome. Mine was, until he took apart Kane, so it got ruined in today's show, was that maybe the Undertaker was coming to not necessarily help, but to mess up things.
The last time they teased the Shield coming back together, though, who didn't, that tugged at your heartstrings. So
and
exciting.
It's so weird that it was only just over a year ago, and it feels like it's been so much longer.
That one moment they had at the pay-per-view in Baltimore, I can't remember which one that was. The crowd was crazy just for that, the one move, basically, and it was just
that fist pose is that's the one way to every wrestling nerd's heart at this point.
Funny.
So that's my theory. I know it's a slim chance. But,
I like it,
but
I do.
Holding on hope.
Well, that's leading into Battleground as we have to pretty much close out the show. But wow, so many amazing moments. We finally got that NXT Divas call-up we were looking for. NXT Women's call-up we were looking for.
Where's the belt? I still want that on Raw.
Yes, I'm surprised she didn't bring it, but maybe it wanted it to be just Sasha Banks on her own accord, and then we'll see her. If Lesnar can do it whenever he forgets it, she can certainly do it on purpose.
Right.
That's true. Hey, I forgot the Predictions Championship every time I was on here, so.
Come on.
Surprise to no one.
And I've gotten nothing right since.
It's a curse.
All right, everyone put themselves over. Hobo, go.
At True Hobo on the Twitter, ProWrestlingTees.com/Hobo if you want to learn how to wrestle. It's CWFH Training on Twitter.
Ty Matthews.
Same thing as always, y'all. Team Matthews. Ty Matthews, PMA on Twitter, on Instagram. Watch Championship Wrestling from Hollywood every single Saturday night. KDOC, U2 America, and come out to Promo Nimi for the TV tapings. If you missed the RCR yesterday, you missed a hell of a show.
That's right. Cathy Kelley, who also is on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelly and on Instagram at Cathy Kelley.
That's right.
Make some inspirational videos and make her cry some more.
No, don't make it cry anymore.
Some montages.
Just warn me first.
Those are coming. The inspirational videos are coming.
That was fantastic.
Brace yourself.
At Jay Quasto on Twitter. Brea Improv, I'm headlining July 29th. If you're in Southern California, please come out and see me. And August 3rd to 11th, I'm going to the Middle East to do a tour for Armed Forces Entertainment. It's I am the MC, and then Austin Aries, Ken Anderson, Chris Melendez, Hurricane Shane Helms, and Thea Trinidad. It's going to be amazing and life-changing. I can't wait. But last but not least, our friend, The Walking Dead. It's so good to see you again.
Yeah, this was really nice. I'm glad I could do it. You can follow me on on Twitter, on the tweets.
He forgot to how to put himself
I don't know how to do this anymore. Instagram and Twitter, The Walking Dale. You can also find Johnny and I on Wrestling Compadres.
I'm doing Rusev.
That's a scary.
This week, who do we have, Dale?
Also. This week we have Sami Zayn as our interview. He was at Comic-Con. He's a super cool dude.
Really
so
cool.
Watch that
check it
video
out.
of Chris Gethard skanking with him at Comic-Con. It's
Oh
great.
man, I didn't get to ask him about skanking. We ran out of time.
That's what I wanted to do.
Chris Gethard skanking with Sami Zayn. Watch it.
Nice.
What is that?
That's everyone.
Skanking. It's like, yeah,
yes.
ska dancing. Ska dancing. Yeah. Listen, Jake, that's how you do it.
Everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. We love ya.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.